Yep. Well, before we get too far along, you know, you get fan letters. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
People write me. Yeah, you know, they write me, you know, and of course they've asked you a few things I've told you about, but you know, I've had one request for your home phone number, you know, and I thought, well, that's probably not something he would feel real comfortable about getting out. You know, of course, I get fan letters too.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's my fan letters like, what do you think about Bob? Or when are you gonna pay for this roof that we put on your house? You know, but I was gonna tell you, we got our first complaint.
Okay.
And see if I can pull it up here. You know, you wouldn't think you get complaints on a free video, but
Right.
but we do, and here it is, and I'm gonna, and that's fine. I have no problem with people writing complaints. I want to hear from them. You know, if you got a problem. And one of the things was, it says, I'm fishing Lake Fork for the first time, blah, blah, blah. I will say this, the videos I have watched of yours, and never being there, you never show the entire map. So I have no clue where you're talking about fishing, which, you know, that's a valid excuse. If you're new to the lake, you know, and you don't, we say the east side of the lake, you know, we should probably be a little bit more specific. And it says, when you go to show the spot, the map picture spot, and say start here and want to go there, and then zoom in, don't just start there, you know. It says, oh my God, that 1 minute and 30-second intro is just crazy. So, you know, and I wrote back, I tried to explain to them, so, you know, that's the only way we can do these videos is people buy our maps, you know, and it's a shame that you got to actually make some money to do this, but that's the case. But
it pays the bill.
You know, there is no free lunch in the world, and so anyway, and we could present it like this, but that's probably not the way to do it, you know, upside down.
Yeah.
But it does kind of make a point, you know. What people may not realize, and let's see if I've got the picture for this is the one I was trying to pull up.
Right.
The thirds that we're talking about, now this isn't entirely correct, but the thirds that you guys fish is from the area, from this point right here, right across to the dam. Is that not correct?
That is correct, yes.
All the way to the east side, as far as you can go. That's the east 1/3. So if you hear the east 1/3, you can narrow it down now. You know, but that's, when we say the east 1/3, that's what that is.
Right.
The middle 1/3 is from this west 515 bridge to that same corner right there, and it covers all back up in this area here. The west 1/3 is from that west 515 bridge as far west and north as you can get, you know. But you know what a lot of folks do, you know, I get a lot of people asking about you, and you know, what they really don't realize is they could join y'all's bass club.
That's right.
And you guys, especially on hardcore, you fish with a different person each week.
We fish with a different person in both sections. We don't fish.
Oh, okay, both sections.
Yeah.
Okay. So at some point in time, they could actually fish with you and many other really good anglers in there.
Very true.
I mean, they've got some really good anglers in that thing, you know.
No joke. Last week was a classic example.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you really, rather than just call a guy, you fish with some folks that, you know, there's a high level as you are, you know. I mean, there's some good folks in there. So that's the point I was trying to make, you know. But and then the other thing is we actually sold a Ray Roberts map this week, and it might have been an accident, I don't know, but it's going out this week. Now, there's a place up there that carries these maps called Excite Baits, and they're in Pilot Point. If you wanted a Ray Roberts map, which doesn't seem like many people do, but they're up there and they're really good, but at whatever. So anyway, let's go to what stuff that we got. Now, you fished the east 1/3 this week.
Yeah.
And you came in second place with 30 pounds of fish.
Really?
My God. You know?
Yep.
How do you come in second place with 30 pounds of fish?
Well, you have somebody like Tim Gold that beats you.
By almost 8
By
pounds.
8 pounds, that's right.
I mean, 37.90. I mean, it's almost 38 pounds of fish for one day.
Yeah. And
He's
that's 10 fish.
10 fish.
Yeah.
He had a 1040 on this thing.
That's part of it right there.
My goodness.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, he fished deep, I fished shallow. Or he fished relatively deep. He fished out to 14, 15 feet. And I didn't get any deeper than probably 3 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
So now, were you back in Running Creek this time?
Uh-huh.
Okay, right back up in there.
Same deal.
Do
Well, that's where we started. We caught, what did we have? We had four, I had 4 fish when we left Running Creek, about 10 o'clock, I suppose. My partner had, I think he had 1 at that point.
Now, you were fishing with who?
Bruce Allen.
Bruce Allen.
Bruce
Okay.
Allen, yeah. And we left there and made a move around the glade, where we had gone into glade Wednesday practice fishing, and Bruce on his first cast caught a 23.5-inch fish on a bluegill colored chatterbait. So we went back, and it was it was one of my spots. So we went back to that spot and immediately started catching fish. I caught, well, I guess we had 4 to start with. I caught 6 there, ranging from 20 inches down to, I had one that was 13.5 inches, I think was the smallest, but most of them were 15.5-inch fish. You know, they'd have been good tournament fish for a stringer tournament.
Yeah.
Bruce, I don't believe, ever caught another fish, but we were just out, literally out in the middle of glade, out there in nowhere. It's not nowhere, but it looks like nowhere.
Right.
It suits me just fine.
Sure.
But it was the cotton candy fluke. We were dipping the tail, whether that's necessary or not. Matter of fact, I threw it without a dip tail and caught fish, so I don't think it was necessary. But they were out there feeding on shad, and you'd ease it along, and all of a sudden it'd take off in the other direction.
So how deep of water was this?
Probably maximum 5 feet.
5 feet.
Yeah. They're a little glades, just like any other natural pasture, I guess. It's just a rolling terrain.
Sure.
The depth changes probably 4 feet from the shallowest to the deepest. And we were up on top of one of those shallow spots, throwing out into deeper water. And that's where they were.
Oh,
Yeah. It was fun. It really was.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I was, and something else I'd point out down here on the lunkers.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah. There's a 9-pounder right there.
5.
Well, that's a 9. That's essentially a 9. I'm sorry, it's a 9
we had
there.
5 or 6 over the slot fish. That's a record. We've never
Wow.
had that many
Really?
over the slots. Yeah. Charlie, that 9-12 Charlie caught. He said it was his first cast. And you see, he just didn't produce anything to follow up with.
Yeah, if had he'd been
Yeah.
on up there.
He's my partner. And the area that that he was fishing is where we had fished the previous week for the DPS tournament.
Yeah.
And had done, we came in 4th in it.
Now he's your partner for the other tournaments,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
LFA or
Yeah,
the hardcore.
He's in LFA, and we occasionally fish together, but he's not my.
Now you fished the Legends tournament, didn't you, this
Yeah,
weekend?
that was this week.
And did he fish with you for that?
No, he didn't. He had.
Well, that was solo, wasn't it?
Yeah, Legend is solo.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Legend tournament. I started off Saturday morning. We saw a lot of birds on points Wednesday and Thursday, and Bruce wanted to go fish those Wendy points where the shad spawn was, and we never did. But I did start there Friday morning on a particular point that it's been noted for having a shad spawn on it and having a lot of fish. And
Yeah. Now, is this in that same third of the lake?
it's in the same. It's north of the 154 bridge on the Caney Creek side. Excuse me. I started off there. When I got there, I was amazed at a little bit before 5, there was already a boat there.
Really?
He was down
waiting.
a little bit from where I was going to fish, so that didn't bother me. I just went a little to the left of where I normally would set up.
Yeah.
And parked there and waited till 6 o'clock. And there was no topwater bite. That's usually the key to telling you that there's going to be some action. But we threw topwaters and never did get a bite. Never got a raise on them. Never saw any fish breaking the surface.
Yeah.
But then about 7 o'clock probably, when the sun was up good, started catching them on Carolina Rip. I had one that was 16 inches exactly. Any other tournament, you'd say, woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
But the Legend tournament, it can't touch 16.
Oh.
It's got to be under 16. So I gave her a big kiss and
that hurt.
slipped her back in the water. Caught, I don't know, probably 10 fish there, half on cotton candy flukes, the other half on a 1.5 square bill, chrome sexy shad, I think was the color. I stayed there till about 8 o'clock when it quit. Made the run up to Glade. Immediately caught a big slot fish and never got another bite.
Oh, yeah.
This is 2 days after Bruce and I whacked him. So I stayed there about 3 hours. I went back to the mouth of Running Creek, fished down through there, never got a bite. Went back to some pond dams and things like that.
Yeah.
That are listed on the map, and fished them, nothing. Long story short, I didn't catch another fish that day. That was it. Saturday, of course, it stormed all night Friday night. If you remember.
Yeah.
Was it
Well,
Friday
it
night
was
or Saturday? It was Saturday.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
I think.
Saturday, I thought this is going to be the day. So I'm going to go to where Charlie caught his big fish and see if she'll bite again. Because it's only been 2 days, and he said, had a bloody tail. It was obviously on the bed. So
Oh, okay.
maybe she'd still be there. Well, I got there at 5 o'clock. Nobody anywhere close. I couldn't believe how deserted that part of the lake was. Stayed there till 8 o'clock, never got the first bite. Went from there to my shad spawn point, nothing there. Hit the ponds, went to Glade. I never got a bite. I caught, but I take that back. I did catch 1 fish in Glade. That was it for Saturday.
Yeah.
Just the what had happened to the fish, to the big fish in Charlie's spot, in my estimation, is they had let 6 inches of water out of the lake.
Yeah.
And where we had been throwing up in the moss and we had been able to work that fluke out, it threw up there and it went splat, you know.
Yeah.
So that was a detrimental effect. But no fish, I did not catch 1 fish on Friday. So Saturday morning, that Friday was going to be my big, Saturday was when I was going to catch my big fish. I just concentrated on big fish biting. And Saturday, I went back to looking for a check. And I started on that point again. Never caught the first fish with a shad spawn goes on. Moved out to the pond, fished it, never got a bite. Finally went into Birch Glade, excuse me. Went into Glade about 10 o'clock and sat there from 10 until 2 catching a fish about every second cast.
Really?
I figured if there were that many 15.5 inch and 16.5 inch fish in there, there had to be a 16.
Really? Yeah.
And possibly a big fish, because I have caught big fish out of conglomerations like that. But I caught approximately 20. I don't really know.
Wow.
It might have been 18. It might have been 22.
Yeah.
But they liked, not only did they like the cotton candy fluke, they liked the blue fleck power worm and a cherry seed power worm.
You trying it all, wouldn't you?
Just
see what I can throw out here.
See if they might want to see something different. Anyway, I quit at 2 o'clock because that's just about the limit of how long it would take to be able to get over to weigh in and everything.
Right.
And plus, I wanted to to get everything packed up and drive around there for the drawings.
Sure.
And be ready to leave from there. So that was the story of the legend. I had fun, especially the last day. Caught lots of good fish. I caught one fish this weekend that looked like it had spawned. All the rest of them still looked like they were pre-spawned fish.
Well, I'm wondering if like if they're going to absorb, if they don't spawn and they absorb those eggs, you're going to have a period of time where they're not going to be hungry at all. There's going to be a week or two there.
That's probably true.
You're probably a week or two away from that, I would think.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that they go ahead and spawn. I mean, this is late, but I don't think it's impossibly late. Water temperature is in the low 70s.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's still plenty of cover for them to spawn in.
Yeah.
The falling water will discourage them and push them back. But I'm not an expert on when they spawn or anything like that. I'm just hoping they do. We don't need a year without a spawn. Although Parks and Wildlife is releasing 700,000 fingerlings this week, Florida strain fingerlings.
Oh, okay. Is the Sportsman's Club helping with that?
We'll be assisting with that, yes. It's on Thursday, unfortunately, so the guys that help won't be able to fish the tournament. So I am fishing the tournament, so I will not be able to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we should look and see what's coming up here, and May is gone out of sight. We're about lost it, and we're at the 20th. We're on the 20th now.
Yeah.
And let's see, I guess probably next week will be probably the weekend of, you starting in June almost,
Yeah.
Well, Friday the 31st, I guess. No, it's this weekend. That's right, 24th, 25th. What have we got coming up in there? I don't see much on before. Got Team Bass. Are you doing any of that? Or?
No, my daughter is having a family reunion in Houston,
Okay.
so I'm going to Houston. We're going leaving Thursday afternoon after the tournament, and coming back Sunday, and then next May 26th I'll fish the JC Outdoors.
And you're fishing the LFA this week.
LFA this Thursday.
Who's your partner this week? Do you know?
Yeah, I do. Don Cox.
Don Cox
was my partner the first tournament that he fished, and I made a pretty good impression on him, I think, because I put him on a spot, and he just whacked him. He really did. He had the biggest fish on the co-angler side, and he won the co-angler.
Yeah.
He was just going away. Did he fish?
I didn't see his name up there.
He didn't fish last week.
He must not have. So.
But anyway.
Don's
a good fisherman. And Don had a series. He had good luck there. He fished with some of the really productive fishermen for about the first 4 or 5 months that he was in the club. And, that helps when you're a co-angler.
Yeah.
Fish with somebody that'll put you on fish. Oh, did you?
Well, I was going to pull that up. Yeah, I was going to pull that up, and I had a chance to look at it, and this is the guitar that you won.
Yeah.
This was what tournament? This was
the DPS Troopers.
Yeah, the DPS Troopers tournament, and you're not really a guitar player, but I looked it up, and the really neat thing about this is that it sounds like you get to pick a show that they're at when they're in town, and sound like backstage passes and meet and greet, and usually those are pretty expensive,
Okay.
Now the guitar is not a hugely expensive guitar, but the meet and greet is. Those would be $300 or $400. Some of them even higher than that, for per person, kind of thing. So, what I would suggest is somebody was interested in this guitar, they sign it. It's matter of fact, now this is an Epiphone guitar. Is what it is. An electric guitar.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. An electric guitar, and it's Whiskey Myers is who it is.
Right.
And they're pretty famous. They go. Matter of fact, they're overseas right now in Germany and a bunch of other places. They're from Jacksonville, Texas, down here, they've got a show in Jacksonville at some time, and I think they got one in Dallas here this summer. You know, so somebody could go meet them, go back behind, and if they just make a bid, Bob might take it.
I'm gonna post it on. I'm gonna put it on the Texas Fishing Forum on the classifieds.
There you go. So, there you go.
And I won't drag it out very long. I'll leave it up for a week, and at the end of the week, whoever's got the high bid,
that's what it's gonna go for. So I actually have a friend that's interested in that. His son he really likes Whiskey Myers, and they're pretty dadgum good. You know, I saw some videos of them, and they're an impressive group. They're up and coming, I would say. I don't think they're like superstars right now, but they may be one day, and this will be your opportunity to see them. You know, so.
Okay.
But and that's not a bad little guitar. You know, it's Epiphone, and at any rate, they got it all decorated up with what you see there, and but we'll put you on there and see what happens. And
Good.
So that'd be a good opportunity for somebody to get that guitar, you know, and play it. But
that'll suit me just fine.
Anyway, I think that's about all we got here, Bob. Let's see, you got something else? I don't know.
Well, we've got this week. We fished. It's just the regular LFA.
Now you're fishing which third? The middle third?
The regular LFA. We're fishing the whole lake.
Oh, that's right. That's
Anywhere
right.
you want to go.
The next time we do hardcore will be the middle 1/3.
That's
though.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found some fish in the middle third last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Down at Cheney Branch. So.
Okay.
That's a possibility for this weekend, but 99% it's going to be the shad spawn, what I call shad spawn point, and glade. We'll start there on that. It's a point with southern exposure, and the wind, when the wind's blowing out of the south, southwest, southeast, it blows those shad up on the bank, and I do mean it's amazing. The bass, you throw that Carolina rig to where the bait actually lands on the bank and pull it back out, and it immediately want to jump on it.
Really? Wow.
They're up there 2 inches of water.
I love that.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah.
And when that dies, it usually lasts a couple of hours. Then we'll go back in birch. And if you see a boat sitting out in the middle, that's probably
you. Yeah. Well, it's a long way from the next hardcore tournament, and like I say, that those bass they may shut off because of that spawn thing.
That's true. Well, the next hardcore will be it'll be in section 2, and I'm hoping the deep bite materializes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I may go back up in Little Canyon, try it a little bit, and see what happens there, but. I like those deep ridges down around the dam and things like that. Did
those fish ever come up in the alligator up in there?
I have no idea.
You hadn't been up in the alligator.
I suspect they did. They always
Surely
do.
They did, you know. But, well.
There's just not, if you're not on the lake every day, you can't keep track of where they are.
No.
And in a week, they move.
Yeah.
I'm relying on what happened last year, year before last, or maybe even further back than that sometimes. But go out there and have a go at it.